Not hearing you.
Not hearing me.
No.
Ah, fuck.
There you go. I hear you again.
Is it going again?
No.
God damn it.
It has been so long since I've had audio issues, and right before I get on, I go to record the intro, and this bullshit happens.
It's all good. It's working. You just have to use Skype.
Am I louder at this point than I ever was, like, before?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. We're just gonna restart. Fucking shit. This is seriously, it has not happened in such a long time.
That's what I tell all the girls. I never have these issues.
All right, yeah, we're just gonna restart straight up.
You're good.
Fucking shit. Okay, I'm really glad we didn't like get into anything like too important.
Just your mic just died in the middle of that.
We're going big for number 100, everyone, and that means bringing on a guest. We got our boy John joining us, who hasn't been on since episode number 10. Thank you, everyone, for the continued support. April was actually our highest downloaded month on record, according to RSS. So keep on doing what you've been doing. Of course, we'll be going over the draft. That's the big draw this week. But we have to go over a little baseball first. And then try to determine what drugs/mental issue caused this Suns fan to lose his mind.
I love him! I love him! I love him!
This is episode number 100 of Hoagies and Pierogis. Enjoy.
Live from Central Pennsylvania with your host Ian DiCarlo, this is Hoagies and Pierogis.
The ski stash! The ski stash!
Welcome to the Big Ten. Beezer's going drink, man. Let's go!
All right, intro.
Pretend like
John.
it never happened.
I know, it is. It really is like it never happened. John, you are here today for the first time in 90 episodes. How does it feel being the guest for number 100?
Feels awesome. I mean, last night I was waking up in my bed. Today I'm on Hoagies and Pierogis. Life is great. Life is great.
Absolutely.
We got a beer. We're living. We're living.
Mustache looking strong there. And you got a Yinzer beer there, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yins,
Oh, yeah.
baby. Yins.
All right, before we get into our into some Pirates baseball here, I have a little surprise. And I went over this with RJ months ago, like literally months ago. I told him right when they become available, I'm going to get one. Didn't even have to wait for auction like I thought I would have to. We have the reveal of the jerseys.
The jerseys.
Say
Not
double jersey
one.
again.
Not two, but three.
We got the triple jerseys. Because guess what, baby? The Jersey Diner jersey has arrived. Oh,
know,
yeah.
Jersey.
Oh,
Diners.
yeah. The Jersey motherfucking Diners. Oh, I love that color combo. And I don't do this with a lot of my other jerseys. I don't have a single one that's like this.
DiCarlo.
DiCarlo 44, baby. Let's go.
Hey, yo.
Let's
There we go.
And this is what a fucking jersey is supposed to feel like. That real stitching. This is all stitched on. The only thing that's not stitched on is, my name because it's a custom one. So
Yeah.
Somerset Patriots are the Yankees AA team. That fucking Soto signing's paying off dividends that he's playing out of his mind right now.
We'll see how long it lasts until the Yankees fall apart.
Yeah, right.
Like
Did you see
like
that
they
Aaron
normally
Judge?
do.
Yeah, the Aaron Judge slide where his hand came up when he was sliding into second base and he blocked the throw.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, but it was determined unintentional. But if it was intentional, he would have been out and the runner at first would have been out. And people are like pissed because it looks very intentional, but the dude is fucking 6'7".
Yeah, I
When he
mean,
puts his arm up to go slide, it's still 6 feet in the air.
well, I mean, you're taking a 6'7" dude that should be probably playing either football or basketball, and you're
You're
putting them in baseball. Jose Altuve and Aaron Judge play the same sport.
Right. And
Get the
Jose
fuck outta
Altuve hit a ball like 430 feet last night in Mexico City.
Yeah, I mean, that's fucking ridiculous.
The Mexico City elevation is like 7,500 feet or something crazy like that. He's a little fucking bowling ball.
He's a muscle guinea pig.
Yeah, seriously. But the reason why I brought up like the jersey, like why it's like, oh, everything's stitched, is because Fanatics, well, MLB said that they're going to fix the jerseys before the start of the 2025 season. So no more see-through pants, no more ripping pants, no more fucking small lettering, no more bullshit.
Let me ask you this. $1 billion company can't put there's some uniforms in like a couple weeks here versus let's wait until 2025.
They said they're gonna fix it by the end of 2025. So I think they might roll out like teams like as they come, because the Royals actually still have their old jerseys. They're the only team that still has their old jerseys.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
It's really weird why they let them like keep them. I don't know. I don't exactly know why. I went over
There's
it.
probably some ownership thing there.
Yeah,
it all
lobbied
comes down
hard
to
for
money.
it.
Let's be real. There's money
seriously.
involved, and they either had some sort of, oh, I can pay this to keep my jerseys for this X amount time longer. Then
Right.
And everybody else was like, saw the contract and they're like, yeah, fuck it. It's money. We need it.
What do they call that? Planned obsolescence. Like with phones, they're doing that with jerseys now. They only last fucking one game.
Yeah.
And then you gotta throw them away, causing teams to buy more.
I mean, on average, how many jerseys do you think that they're making for an entire season of baseball?
That's 126,360 jerseys. If they made 162, one for each game, one for each player, one for each team.
Well, you're not
for each team.
And then you're thinking alternates. You're thinking home and away.
This is exactly. So then I guess you could divide that 126,000 like by 4, because I think by 5, or I think the Pirates have like 5 different jerseys.
It's way too many.
Well, it's not even like, it's not that many when you think about it. You got 2 for away, 2 for home, and then the City Connect that you don't even wear every weekend.
But like jerseys in general has just gone out of control.
Well, they had the camo ones? Like they wore every Thursday home game, the Pirates did?
Oh, did you see the Tampa Bay Rays?
Those are fucking sick. I think they're the best City Connect ones that I've seen
in baseball by far.
I think so. But the Mets one that just came out rivals that one pretty hard.
I didn't see the Mets one.
The Mets one is just gray, all gray, pinstripes, and then it just says NYC on the chest, and with like accents of purple, of like deep purple.
Okay.
Oh, it looks so good.
They're probably trying to go after a little bit of pinstripe with the Yankees in town, and
they do look very similar. Like they could be a Yankees throwback. That's the only like gripe that I have with that.
They're either so hit or miss, a lot of them, that you end up looking at and you're like, those are fucking awesome, and then there's fucking shit ones. Like Phillies ones are terrible.
Phillies ones, I like them in a bubble. But I don't like them with the rest of their jerseys.
I mean, you have to have some sort of like cohesion to all your uniforms. You throwing out like, I don't know, the one that like in any sport that gets me like so mad is anything Miami Heat wise, like the Miami ones. Like they're just throwing pink out there. They're like throwing like all these random.
It's Miami Vice.
Yeah, that's stupid. Who like no, just keep it. If you're gonna your team colors are a certain way, you can alternate one other color, but don't be throwing green and pink into a uniform And then people are turning on the game. They're like, "Who the fuck is this?"
Right. I mean, you could say that about the fucking Padres ones that are one sleeve is blue, one sleeve is pink, got some yellow thrown in there. Like,
I'll give you one extra color. You can take that one extra color and you can do whatever the fuck you want with it.
Right.
But you're throwing in. Let's throw in 2-3 extra colors. No, you lost me. You lost me on that.
Yeah, I mean, at least all the Rays colors, it's just the yellow, the purple, and the blue, like color, and the green colors that they have already had.
Well, I mean, Rays can do it because Rays don't have a fan base. So
yeah, exactly. What history does Tampa Bay have?
You're not upsetting anybody because nobody watches Tampa Bay.
Yeah, not really. No.
You can go to a playoff game for the Tampa Bay Rays for like $15.
Oh yeah, it's really bad. It is like extraordinarily bad. And dude, I mean, the fucking Pirates are going to Oakland. You don't talk about no fans.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the Pirates are under 500 right now. They're 14-15. And they're going to come into Oakland and they're going to get swept by Oakland because Oakland's hot right now. They just beat the O's. I think they took the series against the O's. And people are going to be really mad.
I mean, if there's one thing given in this world, it's a Pirates hot start. And then a month later, a Pirates disappointed fan base.
Yep. Yeah, because last year they were 20-8, and then O'Neal Cruz broke his ankle.
It's every single year where it's like Pirates are on fire to start, and then a month later you're looking at it, you're like, what happened to the Pirates?
Well, dude, it's like it's exactly. They are the exact team we thought they were coming into the season. Oh, yeah. They can't find a first baseman to save their fucking lives. Rowdy Tellez is probably the worst player the Pirates have signed, like, ever. He can't even keep his foot on first base, and he's a worse hitter. He's a worse player than fucking Josh Van Meter.
So, like, I don't know why these guys go, man, like, I'm okay with being mediocre.
Yeah,
like,
it doesn't make any sense to me at all. It really doesn't.
If you're in that mindset of being a $1 billion owner, like what the fuck does it matter at this point?
Although you could be like Steve, although you could be like Steve Cohen and spend $300 million on the Mets and you could still suck.
At least he tried.
This is true. At least he tried.
Pirates haven't had a guy that tried in over like 30 years.
No. Yeah,
he's gotten lucky
a long time. Three times. It was 2013, 2014, and 2015.
Okay.
In 2013, they shit the bed.
Okay.
In 2014, they came across Jake Arrieta in the wild card game. Arrieta it was like literally the best second half ever in the history of baseball.
Yeah.
And then in 2015, they ran into the eventual World Series, San Francisco Giants, where Bumgarner had that crazy fucking run.
True.
So they definitely got unlucky in 14 and 15, but 13, they should have done something.
I mean, but like, it feels like the story every single time with the Pirates. So like,
yeah, it's really damning when all you can get is fucking Rowdy Tellez because he can't get a contract anywhere else. That's the only reason they have him. We should have signed Rhys Hoskins.
That's just poor.
I mean, straight up should have signed Rhys Hoskins.
Probably.
I love him is not going to find it on Twitter. I should type in Suns fan.
I love him.
Dude, it's so funny.
I love him! 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 I love him!
Anthony Edwards from Minnesota out in 2 shots.
What's going on? Is that fucking real?
Fuck yes! My dad's gonna figure it out! What the fuck are we doing here? 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 Oh my God!
Meth goes crazy.
Dude, that was wild. This is a lot of people said that he had, were guessing that he had a psychotic break, but I think that he like got Molly that was, not Molly, and it was methed up.
That is 100% meth. That's like a Molly cut with meth right there.
Yeah. But the reason why I think it's drugs instead of like a mental break, like the only way that you would say, my dad figured it out, is if you're on drugs.
Yeah.
My dad figured it out.
That guy took some meth. That's
What the fuck are we doing here? What the fuck are we doing?
That's it. There's only meth is the answer to that question.
Or this could be a very bad acid trip.
No, that's meth. That's meth. Because
I don't know because at some points the screen in the middle was flashing, and if I were tripping balls, that might make me freak out.
Oh, it could make you freak out, but
I love him.
The way he was going about it is, if I was freaking out on acid, you're not saying I love him. You're saying, oh my God, get me away from these people.
I don't know, but if you're like deep enough, like if you're tripping hard enough, me and you both know that like anything could come out of your mouth.
I don't know. I would think that the guy's on meth though. That would be my first choice in the draft picks.
But dude, when he stood up on the chairs, it was like, my dad figured it out. I lost my mind. That was so funny.
You got to give Timberwolves fans the benefit of the doubt on that, because they also haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
Since
now, was he a Suns fan or a Timberwolves fan? I don't know. That's not clear in the video.
He's a Suns fan, or not a Timberwolves fan, because the way he's saying, I love him. We figured it out.
Is he talking about like Anthony Edwards?
I'm pretty sure he's talking about Anthony Edwards.
That makes sense. I can definitely see that.
He's pretty gay for Anthony Edwards, and he's on meth. I mean, like,
I love him. Wait, when he says my dad figured it out, is his dad the GM of the Timberwolves?
Could be a GM, could be somebody in the organization.
That lends itself even more to rich boy on drugs.
Yeah. The guy's on fucking meth.
That
like nobody goes like a fucking rabid dog. It's a fucking rabid dog.
It was so funny. I lost my shit.
So someone got to give that guy like 5 minutes and a bottle of lotion to rub it. Because he was freaking out.
If Coke dick is bad, can you imagine meth dick?
Oh.
I think that's all I had for everything else outside of football. This is just going to be straight draft reactions from here on out.
Let's do it.
Dude, I am so ready. My plan is I'm going to go over all the Patriots picks. And then you can go over all the... I keep wanting to say Redskins. It's just ingrained in my DNA. The Commanders picks.
Our words.
But we're just going to go through the first round one by one at first and say, hey, did we like it? Did we not?
All right, let's go.
Hold up. It's football time. I can't be seriously wearing a baseball jersey when it's time for fucking football. All right, Christian Gonzalez, your time to shine. Put this in the back. Oh.
Let's do it.
Now, number one, obviously, Caleb Williams. I hate Caleb Williams, though. Did you see my clip from last week?
I mean, who doesn't hate Caleb Williams?
Or he was straight up like... Where he straight up told all of his fucking like family and friends before he went to Oklahoma, yeah, I'm going to start day one over Spencer fucking Rattler at his peak.
Yeah.
Like, why would you even say that? Why would he, at that point in time, Spencer Rattler was first rounder without a doubt. And you think they're going to give a freshman the chance to start right away? No way.
I mean, so the thing that bothers me about him more than anything else is when he sent out the tweet of like making fun of that TCU quarterback, Max
Duggan. Yeah.
Crying. And he was like, crying about your journey. Fast forward 1 year later, he's crying on the sideline to his mom, and won't even do an interview afterwards. Like that shows to me that the kid is emotionally unintelligent in the situations.
Well,
because he can go make fun of somebody, but if anything happens to him, it's like, why would anybody make a big deal out of this? Like, you just did it to somebody last year. Like, in those 365 days, I don't think you've become that much smarter of a person or that much better of a person. Right. I can see a couple things go wrong with him on the Bears. Like, say he loses a couple wide receivers and has a couple bad games, and they lose like 3 games in a row or something like that. I can see it going downhill real fast based upon that mentality.
Now, maybe losing 5 games last year definitely helped him. Like, because he's never, ever dealt with, like, adversity before. And that was his first time, like, I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit here. First time, like, losing. So maybe...
But I don't think he took any of that shit. Like, we're going to get better. We're going to do this. I think it was everybody else's problem, not his problem. It's how like, well, like, look at that Notre Dame game.
Okay, I definitely get that.
You look at that,
but that's how I would look at it too. I'm not going to be here next year. At this point, we've already, we suck. We're USC. We suck. Why should I give my all for this team when the one half of the team isn't even fucking playing week in, week out?
Yeah. I mean, I can see it just going very in the wrong direction really quickly with him.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
I feel like the hype
to a hot start and like does like they have a good season. Nobody's gonna say anything this year, but there's always that looming thought in my head, at least with him, is that if things go south, he hasn't shown me that he's mentally strong enough to be like rally a locker room behind him and be like, we're going to get this shit fixed and we're going to end up winning.
I think that they've kind of fail-proof that a little bit, the Bears did, because he has so many weapons around him. And it's almost like
it's almost too perfect.
Exactly. It's almost like he's set up in a position where he can't fail.
Yeah, and if and it's going to go really poorly.
Yeah.
Because
I said this.
It's not going to be anybody else's fault but his, because he has every single weapon possible on that offense.
I said this last week too. Like, his parents have invested their careers in him as a football player.
Yeah.
And you have all this weight from your family, from the Bears, from I feel like he does put a lot of pressure on himself. It's not, the best when you do that, but I mean, you have to put some pressure on yourself, but yeah. I feel like he puts a lot of it on himself, and with all of this outside pressure coming in,
I don't know. I just feel like he's a little too cocky.
The problem is I feel like he's comfortable enough outside of football to just say, hey, I'm done with this bullshit. I'm done playing football.
He's definitely self-aware of who he is.
My head is saying that he will do well next year. My heart is hoping that he doesn't.
So my head is saying that he will do well, but if there is, say, like DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, like one of those guys goes down, or multiple of those guys go down, and then he has to carry the team, He might be able to do it for a couple games here and there, but then it could go really wrong. And when he has to actually go sit in a press conference after the game and face why shit goes bad, I don't know if the guy can physically do it, because you watched that game last year where he just cried and was like, I'm going to go home and sit on the couch with my dog. And
it would be so funny if he were like,
"Go fuck off, man."
Yeah, it would be so funny if he were like, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah, he's going to be he's either going to be fantastic or he's going to be just so shit. And I don't think there's like a nice middle ground in there. You see the funny thing going around? It was like, Steelers fans, welcome your new quarterback in the next 3 years.
That's great. All right, we could definitely talk about Caleb Williams forever. John, this is your pick. And oddly enough, for some reason, the top 3 picks are the ones we want to talk about the most. So go ahead. Do you like Jaden Daniels?
Oh, I think Jaden Daniels is going to be a perfect fit for that offense and what they're trying to do. You bring in Cliff Kingsbury. His offensive scheme is always get the quarterback involved and create open space, let him do what he does best. So I think it's like going to work out. They added a couple offensive weapons along in the offseason with Eckler, and you have a veteran in Zach Ertz, and of course you have Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson. Like, the only question mark is that offensive line going to be good enough going down the road? Probably not this year, but you got a guy that if he puts up 30 touchdowns this year, you're looking like we got the real deal guy, and then you just build an offensive line.
They didn't draft a single offensive lineman this year.
They did draft one in like the third round.
Third round. Brandon Coleman, I see there. He's the only one from TCU.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good guy.
And he's a guard. He's not even a tackle.
Well, he played guard and tackle.
Oh, okay.
He was I think switched over last year to tackle, but he's like a true guard. But like, if he's able to play multiple positions, good. But like, I gotta watch Jaden Daniels. Like, he's progressively got better throughout college. Now, is it gonna end up being like initial like success, or is it gonna be like a slow build to that success? I don't know. We'll find out.
Right. Now, and I don't like a lot of people were saying this, like Mel Kiper was saying it, like he really came on, he wasn't even projected to be drafted before this year.
Yeah.
Or I mean, at least not on the first day. So that scares me a little bit. Because he's 24 years or almost 24 years old. He's 23? Yeah. He's going to be 24 soon.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's hard to tell because he's gotten progressively better throughout to like winning the Heisman.
He has. Yeah, he has.
So like, I think he's in the right situation with like the right coordinator to make him next level. But I don't know if it's going to be an initial like week 1 guy tossing 5 touchdowns. I could probably probably see like a touchdown passing, maybe a rushing. It's going to be like a slow build up for him throughout the season. And
now he's expected to start week 1 though, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, your backup is Mariota. So like
right.
he's playing first week 1. I think that it's going to be an okay year with him. I don't know necessarily they're a playoff team. It all comes down to what the scheme is going to be going forward. Because if they get the scheme right, everything else will fall in place. As long as you don't have them passing 40, 50 times a game and get a balanced offense, the threat of the offensive line not being able to block is considerably less.
Yeah, it's a moot point.
So like that was the problem with Hal last year. Yeah, you set him up for 50 passing attempts a game, and when you see 50 passing attempts, you know those defensive linemen on the other side are like pinning their ears back. We're going to go after the quarterback, and that, you know what? That's what they love doing. Versus, let's get a run game going and have them have to find the running back through the line. You got to keep them off balance, and I think that's where their success will lay, is scheme and him just being able to take care of the football and then let him do what he knows best and make plays when he needs to make plays. And it's going to be a tough situation, but I'm not delusional where it's going to be like a 13-win season this upcoming year. It's probably going to be like a 7 to 8 win season if you get everything played out right.
I do think that they need to add to the offensive line, and I do think that they need to give Daniels one more high power, explosive number one weapon. Because, I mean, you have Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin. I mean, Terry McLaurin's your number one, obviously, but yeah, I do like the Daniels pick, especially if he's starting right away.
You gotta just let him learn, and if you win, you win in year one, but you gotta get enough out of him knowing that he's gonna be the guy for the future. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I don't like watching guys sit for 3 years. It's
okay. Now let's get to the Patriots draft pick. Drake May, let's fucking go. If it was JJ McCarthy, I have my phone set up here. I was going to take it and I was going to go outside, go to the intersection, and lay right in the middle of the street. I would have been so mad. On the opposite end of the spectrum, he is definitely not expected to start week one. He's going to sit behind Jacoby Brissett for a while, who you have experience with.
I like Jacoby Brissett.
I do too. I think he is a solid veteran quarterback, someone that when you're not expecting things of him, he does fairly decent.
Best case scenario for you guys is letting him sit for 6 to 10 games. Let him, if you guys are out of playoff contention, let him start the rest of the way. If you guys are playoff contention, no harm, no foul. Let Brissett play the rest of the way on year one. Year two, you let him go take the reins. But like that I think is probably the best case scenario. A lot of people were saying that like he's 2 years away from being a starting quarterback in the league, and I was like, I don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
especially
I don't believe that.
Especially with all of the coaches that they brought in.
Yeah, I don't believe that stuff where they say, guys, 2 years away from starting, let him sit on the bench, like kind of deal. He's either your guy and you know he's going to either take over in year one or you let him sit for a year. 1 year is not bad. Multiple years, you're pushing it there because the guy hasn't played enough live action real game time.
Yeah, and we'll get into that even more here in a couple picks. But yeah, for Drake May, it was expected that he was not going to start right away. Alex Van Pelt is a stickler for good mechanics, good footwork. What were the two knocks on Drake May? Not good mechanics, terrible footwork. So I mean, you have all of the talent in the world there to develop him into something akin to Josh Allen. I'm not saying he's going to be Josh Allen.
A lot of Josh Allen.
Right. He reminds me more of Josh Allen than Justin Herbert, which people are saying too.
I don't see Justin Herbert as much as I see Josh Allen.
They look very similar.
Well, it's the comparison to Josh Allen was that Josh Allen had a huge arm and was able to do a lot of things, but like his mechanics need work. And once he got the mechanics right, people to this day will be like, well, if only I knew he was going to be that good. Like, yeah, but like, you don't know it until like you go out and try to develop them.
The big thing that I like more with May than Daniels is he can take a fucking hit. It doesn't look like he's going to get knocked out every single hit. Jay Daniels
take a hit.
Yes, I have, and it looks like he's like a fucking baby deer getting hit by a 16-wheeler. It's bad.
But then he gets up, and
it is bad.
But like nothing ever happened.
Drake May has that same effort through contact that Josh Allen does, and that's what really reminds that those two things, Josh Allen and Drake May, similar. I mean, the exact same in their running style, in their willingness to embrace the contact and not look like it hurts them.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look like it phases him at all. We're going to go through these. We're going to go through them fast though. Just initial first reaction. With your time to think about it. So Cardinals stay put at number 4 and take MHJ. This is fucking great for them. Gives Kyler Murray number 1 weapon.
Yeah, that's a solid pick. You're not. That was probably the don't think about it pick and just grab.
I would have actually not been surprised if they traded back with the Vikings, because then that would have given them 11, 23, and 27. They would have had then 3 first-round picks, even though their first pick would have been at 11.
Marvin Harrison, can't miss prospect.
Bonafide number 1. I don't know how people were saying, without anyone playing for the past 2 to 3 months, 4 months at this point, how Neighbors jumped ahead MHJ on everyone's, on a lot of people's draft boards. Not everyone's, but a lot of people's.
Either.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
You watch one game where he got thrown the ball from Kyle McCord, and you instantly know that guy was the dude, because Kyle McCord is...
Yeah, because now he couldn't take the fucking heat at Ohio State. Now he's at fucking Syracuse. Like, he's garbage. Could you imagine if MHJ was at LSU?
I'd rather have the guy that was getting past the ball pretty shittily and making the most out of it and still that fucking good versus the Heisman quarterback throwing to you.
He had the same stats as last year with a marginally worse quarterback. MHJ, number 1 wide receiver. Next, Chargers decide to go with Joe Alt instead of Neighbors or Odunze here. I thought that was a little bit odd for them after losing Mike Williams and Keenan Allen.
What made sense there is Harbaugh.
Yes, I know that he said he wants to go to a more run-heavy offense, but they also lost Austin Eckler. So who's your running back?
you see, you look at Baltimore Ravens backfield from last year. That's a running back group.
Oh, Gus Edwards. Yeah, he's not a number 1 back.
No, but I mean,
and he's not even like a bruiser of a back. He's more of a pass. He's a pretty even pass catcher, regular running back. I really like this tweet I saw that said, Joe Alt, no drip whatsoever, only wears quarter zips. This man is going to be in the league for 20 years.
I mean, he did look like a overgrown 8th grader.
He looked he looked a lot younger than I thought he looked.
Yeah, he looked like an overgrown.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is this? Did you know his dad played for the Chiefs for a long time?
Yeah. The other thing with Joe Alt was he was playing, I think, tight end up until like a year or 2 ago. And then they transferred it over to offensive line, and he was immediate.
I didn't even know that.
Top 5 pick. So like, the guy is a beast. You put him on opposite side of Rashawn Slater, you have 2 bruisers at tackle, and you get the protection for Justin Herbert.
All right, next, number 6, the Giants really are sticking with Daniel Jones, and they take Neighbors. I thought they might take McCarthy here.
I thought so too. I had convinced myself that they paid Daniel Jones all that money only for a year later to go get another quarterback.
Yeah, that's the huge thing that I thought. For a team to pay a quarterback all that money and then go pick another one.
How is Daniel Jones going to get him the ball?
I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, their offensive line's kind of poop too.
Offensive line's bad.
Yeah.
You lost Saquon, who was the security blanket / the guy that people feared on that offense more than anybody else. You lose him.
Yeah, I think they're one of the few teams that I don't think improved drastically in this draft.
For the draft spot, absolutely not.
Dude, they're going to be picking top 5 again next year. I mean, there's no chance. I don't think the Giants could have won at this pick. And if you trade out, you're like, well, what the fuck are we doing if you're a Giants fan? Because we need someone top tier. And I mean, they did get someone top tier. They got Neighbors, but like you said, how the fuck is Daniel Jones going to get him the ball?
I mean, in my opinion, if Dable has a bad year this year, out of town.
Gone.
I think he's gone if he has a bad year this year.
The Chargers kind of fucked over the Titans here. The Titans go with J.C. Latham. And did you see that? Goodell just had back surgery, and Latham was the only one to grab him and pick him up.
I did hear though that he had one of his security guards or somebody like that pick him up. That was a big boy, and see if he could handle it.
Just to test it. That's pretty funny.
Because he knew somebody was gonna do it.
Right. But this one to me is the first one that I'm like, all right, this kind of doesn't make sense for what the Titans want to do this year. If they're going to go with the tackle, why would you go J.C. Latham, who's better in the run game, over Fashanu, who's an excellent pass defender?
Yeah.
You just went out and got Calvin Ridley. You lost Derrick Henry. You're really depending on Will Levis to do a lot this year. Why would you not get the pass blocker?
That is a good question. I don't know necessarily that they were thinking pass or run as much as they were.
I feel like they were really banking on the Chargers to go wide receiver, and they could have taken Joe Alt, who can do it all.
They might have. I think Olu Fashanu would have been the better pick there.
Listen, most of these picks we're not going to stick on for a long time. So,
yeah,
he goes to the Jets. I do think that was an odd pick for the Titans, but now let's get on to the biggest surprise, the biggest what the fuck of the draft. The Falcons take Michael Penix Jr. at number 8 after paying Kirk Cousins $180 million. $100 million of that is guaranteed.
My only thought of it is that they're thinking that he's not playing all 4 years. And I'll tell you one thing.
Even if he doesn't play all 4 years, just turned 24 years old.
Yeah.
You take him at number 8? He's not going to start for another 2 years? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I mean, that's the only thing is that they're thinking that Kirk Cousins probably isn't going to last all 4 years. But I will also give you this. I'll give you this. You bet against Kirk Cousins, he'll make sure that he plays all damn 4 years.
And they didn't fucking tell him that they were going to do this. They didn't tell him. They didn't let him know at all. I'm getting this all out now because I haven't talked to anyone about this over the past.
It's
since
bad.
It happened. It's so fucking bad. How could you do that? It would be a great problem if we don't have to start Michael Penix. Get someone that will fucking help your team for the next 2 years. What is that? What are you doing?
From everything that I've seen, heard, they're thinking they're not going to be this low again with Kirk Cousins playing quarterback to go get a quarterback in the draft. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, have you watched yourself play in the last several years?
One of their biggest needs, pass rush. They haven't had a single double-digit sack producer since Vic Beasley in 2016. That is 8 years ago. You have not had a single double-digit sack fucking person. What are you doing? And then they go up and fucking trade up in the second round for a defensive tackle. What the? This didn't make any fucking sense. Take Byron Murphy. Take Dallas Turner there at 8. What are you doing?
You have to think that entire organization outside of the GM is thinking to themselves, like, what the fuck did we actually do?
Did you see that fucking video of the GM explaining to Arthur Blank, like, if we move up to here, we're going to move up. And you couldn't hear what they were saying, but he was just like, yeah, if we move up.
He was definitely trying to say, with the Penix pick, like, spin it in a way that he was like, well, this is going to set us up for the future, this, and this. But you can't set up the future unless you build for right now. And I don't know how many Falcons games you watched last year. They were not.
I watched quite a bit because I had Bijan in fantasy, so I watched quite a bit of Falcons.
They were not ever good enough to be like, yeah, this team is going to give me faith going forward. They were like multiple pieces everywhere away.
It wasn't even that. It really was Desmond Ridder kept fucking up in key situations. But it's really self-inflicted, though, I think. So I feel like with Kirk, you eliminate a lot of that. I expected them to win 10 games before the draft. You don't think 10-7 with that roster on offense? You don't think that's doable? I think that's easily within the realm of possibility.
I would say it's in the realm of possibility, but I would say that the Falcons are a team that is easily going the other direction as well. Where like they have all the star talent, but like they can never put together a full team to win these games. Because you look at Matt Ryan era, that's the fucking same thing outside of that Super Bowl run era or like season.
Where they were making the playoffs like year in, year out. They were guaranteed to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that's probably the team that you're looking at coming forward here with that Penix pick. Are you missing that one guy that could have set you over the edge?
What if their receiving core sucks? And what if Kyle Pitts actually sucks?
He could
suck. It's not just, not having a quarterback.
Yeah. It could be a little bit of everything.
That would be rough. That would be really rough. You can't even guarantee that Penix will be good in the NFL. So why would you do this?
That's a lot of injuries for a quarterback to have faith in before even coming to the NFL.
I mean, they could have fucking picked Odunze and given, him another weapon, but now Odunze goes to the Bears at number 9. That's a great pick for them. J.J. McCarthy to the Vikings. I don't really know why they traded up one spot for him, unless like the Broncos were trying to move up past him.
Broncos kind of trade baited them to fuck with them a little bit.
They definitely did.
They were saying that they're going to go after him, but I think Bo Nix was the pick all along.
Yeah, Sean Payton wanted Bo Nix. I mean, there was no doubt about that.
Yeah, so I think that they got them into a situation where they convinced them that they were going to go pick him.
The Jets chose Fashanu anyway. This was clear, absolutely clear. And I know Bowers was still there. That was a popular pick for them, but offensive line 100%. So the Broncos did take Nix at 12. 6 quarterbacks in the first 12 picks. I think this was aided by COVID a little bit. I don't think this will happen ever again.
Yeah, COVID and NIL played a huge deal into all these quarterbacks combining into this draft class.
After all of the quarterbacks were taken in the first 12 picks, the Raiders are really the ones that got fucked here.
Yeah.
I think they really wanted a quarterback, and they really wanted
Daniels.
Exactly, yes, they really wanted Daniels because Pierce was his coach at ASU. Them taking Bowers here does not bother me. A lot of the experts are saying, "Oh, well, they just took Michael Mayer last year." Okay,
Bowers a better prospect.
A completely different tight end than Michael Mayer is. Like, it's not even close. Like, Michael Mayer is a good at blocking, like good for like 500 yards a year type of tight end.
If you got a guy that's a better blocking tight end than you had a guy that's elite at receiving, you can run a lot of formations out of that and be successful.
Double slot with fucking Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers. What? Put them both in the slot. That's easy fucking yards.
Brock Bowers also, I think, when he was at Georgia, played a little bit of slot stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, that would be like when you have such a inline tight end like Michael Mayer,
Yeah.
You can afford to put Bowers on the outside like that and put him on the outside like when Gronk was on the outside at the fucking
Travis Kelce
inside the 10-yard line. Brock Bowers is one of those. If he's ever one-on-one with someone on the outside, the ball is going to him 100% of the time.
Yeah,
and without a doubt, that's just easy pickings. I mean, this is a good pick for them. I do like it.
And next year, you might even end up in the middle of the draft and being able to get the number one quarterback off the board.
Now, who that would be, I don't know. I'm a fan of Jackson Dart from
Sugar
Ole
Sanders
Miss.
is probably the highest ranked one right now.
He is, yeah. But, I mean, if you watched the way fucking Jackson Dart balled out against Penn State in that bowl game.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. No, it's...
If he can do that all season, and I think he can with another year under his belt.
You're gonna see a lot of guys emerge this next year that wouldn't have even been a thought last year.
Right, like
no one would have football goes.
No one would have guessed JJ McCarthy last year to the Vikings at number 10. Probably before last year, the only quarterbacks that were proven were Caleb Williams and Drake May.
Because even Penix and Bo Nix, people were like, "Oh yeah, they're good," but like you never know. And then this year, they both went and had monster years. And
the year that Washington had, the year that Oregon had. It's crazy. Talisi Fuwagi to the Saints here at 14. Good pick for them. That gives Derek Carr some protection.
Sure.
Latu is the first defensive player off the board of the Colts. This one was such a Seattle pick. Byron Murphy the second to the Seahawks. Dallas Turner falls to number 17, and the Vikings trade up from number 23 to get him. So they replace Daniel Hunter.
Yeah, I think that's a solid pick.
Huge for them. Right here, number 18, Amarius Mims to the Bengals. I fucking love this pick. The Rams select Jared Verse to replace some pass rush production lost in the Aaron Donald retirement. What makes this pick even better is they took Braden Fisk in the second round.
Yep.
His teammate from FSU. They're going to ball out. I mean, they're both such great defensive linemen. I mean, I really think Jared Verse was probably one of the best edge rushers in this class.
Oh, probably
without a doubt.
He almost has to be the perennial Pro Bowler kind of deal for a lot of people to be like, that was the pick that we should have gotten.
And I think he might be. I mean, it might take him.
But it's going to be a lot of pressure coming in, replacing that.
It will. I think he'll have fun, though, with the teammate on the line, though. All right, this is probably one of my favorite reactions to being picked. Twerfatanu, my favorite offensive line prospect because he can play guard or tackle. It gets taken by the Steelers. And this is huge because he was a really big fan of Troy Polamalu growing up. And he was like bawling when he got the call. I love this pick from them.
Steelers had a great draft.
Steelers had a fucking amazing draft. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they had a great draft.
I don't know if this was so much as a slide rather than me hoping that Chop Robinson just fell out of the first round, but the Dolphins take him here at number 21. This is a great pick for the Eagles, and I would love to see RJ's reaction to this. But Quinyon Mitchell ended up landing with the Eagles, which reminds me of Quinyon Mitchell was supposed to go way earlier. Not way earlier, but a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
This mini slide reminds me of when Christian Gonzalez landed with the Patriots last year. So
so the only thing that kind of makes me wary about, I guess, both of their cornerbacks is that
one is white.
One is definitely going to be a bust. I have it in my bones that one is definitely going to be a bust. And I bet you it is not going to be
the black one.
White, well, set it for me. But
Quinyon Mitchell, maybe not in a physicality way, but just the way he moves. Quinyon Mitchell kind of reminds me of Sauce Gardner a little bit. He's definitely not as physical, but just the way he moves and covers people, it really reminds me of Sauce.
He scored high on all these tangibles. People are looking at all his stats and being like, man, this guy's this. We'll see.
This is just okay, this is the Eagles draft philosophy. We're gonna take the best player available.
Oh yeah,
and work shit out
best
later.
I think it's a little bit of best player available / position of need.
Because I mean, right there, the first off, the best player available on the board right there was Brian Thomas Jr. They don't need another wide receiver after they just locked up AJ Brown.
That Eagles team is going to be interesting based upon how they fell apart last year.
Well, speaking of Brian Thomas Jr., he does go to the Jags, who just lost Calvin Ridley. So this is a huge get for them after just getting Gabe Davis too.
If Caleb Williams has a better year than Trevor Lawrence this year, you got to think about it and being like, what did we do wrong? Because if
seriously,
you think about it, because he was the can't miss prospect 3-4 years ago. Granted, the team probably wasn't as good when Trevor Lawrence took over, but the fact of the matter is that if this guy is having a better year one, then you're having year 4, 5, whatever you're
year
at.
Fucking 4. Trevor Lawrence, and
you got a problem.
Lions trade up to get Terry and Arnold and are becoming the Detroit Roll Tide there in the defense with Brian Branch patrolling that secondary. This is a great pick for him.
Yeah, they needed more defensive guys. You saw last year at times their defense fell apart.
Yeah, also with who is it? Cam Sutton.
Yeah,
beat up his girlfriend this offseason. So yeah, they need another cornerback.
Yeah.
Jordan Morgan is the Packers pick. Guess who was in charge of the draft this year for the Patriots?
Who?
Elliott Wolf, who's the one that drafted like Devontae Adams and Jordan Love for the Packers. Hopefully.
He's usually pretty good.
He is. So there's that for the Packers. Graham Barton goes to the Bucks. Don't know enough about Graham Barton.
Don't know anything.
It's a center pick from Duke for the Bucks.
The
Cardinals go Darius Robinson, the best defensive tackle left on the board there from Missouri.
Smart move from them.
Absolutely a smart move. The writing was just on the wall for this one. I don't know if people expected them to trade up, but the Chiefs trade up with the Bills. I have a problem with this.
I don't know if it's necessarily
I have a huge problem with this. The Chiefs trade up with the Bills.
I think that's wrong.
Who need a wide receiver, and the Chiefs took Xavier Worthy.
I'm more shocked about Bills being like, yeah, we'll wait.
This is like my second biggest gripe to the fucking Falcons taking Penix. You are in a competition with the Chiefs every single year.
Not anymore.
For that AFC crown.
Yeah.
And you go and trade with them in the draft to get someone that they want?
To also then...
And someone that would help your team?
Yeah. Especially with losing...
You fucking like Keon Coleman that much? Are you kidding me? Keon Coleman, the one that ran a 4.7 in his 40 at his pro day.
I feel like if you loved him, go and get him in the first round at that point. But like, do not do anything to help the Chiefs. Make them sweat.
They're are basically like, we lost 4 in a row. We want to see a team win 4 in a row. Cowboys go with Tyler Guyton. Great pick for them. Huge offensive one. Literally a huge offensive tackle there.
Yeah.
Would have loved him as a Patriot, and I think that the Patriots actually tried to trade up into the first round with the Bills.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they were going for Guyton or Leggett. They really liked Xavier Leggett. Nate Wiggins is a Raven, and I'm really happy to not be in the AFC North because that's a great pick for them. Their secondary is fucking crazy with Hamilton.
I couldn't agree more. I would never want to be in AFC North.
The only thing that I wanted to go over it, like to finish out the first round, was Carolina traded back up into the first to pick Xavier Leggett.
I would hop on my jet and get my draft.
I was just gonna ask if you heard him talk.
Yeah, you know, when you put the bubble gum and the shrimping together, and you go shrimping.
I don't want to do it because when I do it, it sounds like I'm just retarded. So like,
well, he sounds what Bubba from
Well, I told RJ earlier. I was like, it sounds like he's speaking gumbo.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever watch Forrest Gump and you look at when Bubba talked,
yeah,
that's exactly how this guy talks.
Stupid.
Like, he called me up and he was gonna say, "Get on my jet," and I said, "I'll be there in 5."
Dude, wait, you're so fucking good at it. What the fuck? You're so good at it.
It's I may or may not practiced that a couple times in
I have too, and I'm still not good.
It's like one of those things that you hear and you gotta practice it a little bit.
It's just kind of something that rolls off your tongue. It's just like it's I don't know. Sometimes I can't really hear what he's saying, but now it just sounds like I'm this other person. Now I'm wrong. Yeah, I mean, like that was so bad. That was so bad. No, it was so bad.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what accent that is. It's not really an accent.
It's not an accent. It's just like talking like this.
I wish I could tell you what that is.
Oh, we've been doing this for too long.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, what do you think of your draft as a whole, and like what grade do you give it?
A.
What players do you like that you took?
I give it an A because I got quarterback and I got some key pieces all over the board. 3 second-round draft picks, 1 third. You can't really beat what they got out of it. 9 different positions. You fill up a lot of gaps. You got a lot of young guys in there. You got a lot of changing of the guard. This team's going to grow together. It might not be pretty right off the bat, but it's definitely an A draft coming off the board. 3 years down the line, you're probably going to look at it and be like, man, that was a great draft.
So like what you said, an A. I'm going to give the Patriots a B+. Listen, they filled all of their needs in the order that they needed them. QB, wide receiver, offensive line. But Jalen Polk was a little bit of a reach at 37. I do think that he is a good wide receiver. I do like him as a player, but I feel like they could have drafted him later.
It's tough to say with wide receivers this year, though.
Right. Especially this year when the class is so fucking deep that you can get good receivers through the 4th round. I mean, you guys got Luke McCaffrey in the 4th round, didn't you?
And the very last pick of the 3rd round.
Very last pick. Okay, the 3rd round. So I mean, I mean, I would take Bloodline no matter what.
I mean, the kid's a crazy athlete to be able to switch from quarterback to wide receiver in a year and be anywhere.
It is. That is insane. That was the biggest thing to me where I was like, oh wait, he played quarterback last year? What the fuck?
Yeah, he played quarterback 2 years ago. Last year, wide receiver. It proves to me that the kid's a crazy athlete and that you can get him into situations and draw up different packages and throw him in there and have him be effective. Which
maybe Joe Milton should take some notes and transition to fucking tight end because the Patriots took him with their 6th round pick. Caden Wallace was an extreme reach, but it was just because there were no more offensive linemen that had starter capabilities left in the 3rd round. I was very pissed that they did not trade back up into the 2nd to get Kingsley Suamataia, who the Chiefs ended up taking. They double dipped on their next pick at guard, Layden Robinson. But this was our pick that I really liked on day 3. Javon Baker, wide receiver out of UCF, transferred from Alabama.
Okay.
His first quote, as a Patriot, bring your popcorn to all the home games. I make people in wheelchairs stand up.
Yeah, I did.
That is the fucking energy that we need in this wide receiver room.
Yeah, I mean, Patriots need one of these guys to actually turn out to be.
I make people in wheelchairs stand up. What a wild quote.
I mean, I'll believe it when I see it. Do some spectacular things on the field. You may get a couple of those.
I've heard he's a really, really great route runner. So outside of that, our only defensive pick was Marcellus Dial, cornerback out of South Carolina. I'm sure Brandon knows a lot about him. I don't know shit about him.
I don't know anything about those guys.
Then Joe Milton III, and then Jaheim Bell. Jaheim Bell is actually a very good receiving tight end out of Florida State. And he did pretty good with Jordan Travis under center. Who actually, I wanted to just mention that Jordan Travis goes to the Jets.
It's good. That's a good spot.
That is a great spot for him, especially after recovering from that ACL.
He may see the field first. Over Penix.
Over Penix, yeah. Penix is going to be the last one in this class to start. I know we talked about it for so long, but it still doesn't make sense to me, and I still don't know why they did it. So
let me throw one out here real quick. How about the Spencer Rattler?
I believe the Saints found their quarterback of the future.
I
hated him. I think
he got progressively better.
I hated him until Caleb Williams said something about him.
Yeah.
It's just the the only reason I think Spencer Rattler will do well is because Caleb Williams thinks that he is better than Spencer Rattler. Yeah. And I want Rattler to prove him the fuck wrong and to be the best quarterback the Saints have ever had. Yeah. Surpassing Drew Brees. Yeah, that's right.
We'll see. I don't know. I just thought that was an interesting thing that they were like, the 17-year-old version of this kid. I didn't like him.
Dude, I hated myself when I was 17 too. You want to know what I said? You want to know what I said to the winner of the fucking 500 freestyle when I was 17? Actually, I was 16.
You probably told him to go fuck himself.
No, I said it's me and you. And that's about all I see. I got 7th.
That's cocky as shit.
It's cocky as fuck, and I had no reason to say it.
Hey, at least you were feeling yourself on that one.
The next year, my senior year, I didn't even do the 500 freestyle. Do you have anything else to say about this draft other than my final thoughts on this draft as a whole was that I honestly think that this is a generational draft. I think we're going to be seeing all of these players.
It's either
for a long time.
It's either a generational draft or it's going to be looking at it like the 2021 draft, where none of these guys are on the same team anymore.
Yeah, this is very true.
You're going to look at it either one way or the other, where I think it probably leans towards the generational draft, but you got to actually see these kids getting the teams and play some games and see the situations that they get set up with for success or either failure.
Yep.
And it's going to boil down to that.
Dude, that's all I got,
Ian.
My phone just died.
I don't have anything else for you.
But I think that's it. Alrighty, everybody. This has been episode 100. You know it had to go long. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hoagies and Pierogis is available on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram for clips throughout the week, even though TikTok has just said that they will not be sold. So we'll see if we're still there. And we're going to leave you with this. You didn't know about it. We'll leave you with this.
I'm done.